Apollo? No. And they say horses can't talk. Guys, so it is Wednesday today, and I've just had a little session with Apollo. We've finished filming now, which is so good, so pleased about that. We finished on Monday. Yeah, we gave up with the microphone. Well, we didn't give up with the microphone. I had a replacement and that one was faulty as well. So I wasn't best pleased. So we decided just to film everything without any sound, and then I'm going to do a voiceover on it. So it's a shame because it's not really what I wanted to do, but that's the situation we're in. So now that's done, I can start working with Apollo properly. And one thing that kind of came up while we were filming was that he has a little bit of a mounting problem. And I've since spoken to his owner, and she's kind of confirmed. She was like, oh gosh, I forgot to tell you, yeah, he's not very good to mount. And it's nothing awful, he just doesn't stand still. And it's a problem that a lot of horses have. But it's not like he can't be mounted, like, you know, if you just get someone to hold him or blockade him in a little bit, then he will. But obviously that's not ideal, and you know, when his owner's out riding and stuff, she has to get off to do a gate. It would be really handy if she could get back on him again, and yeah, just make the whole sort of situation less of an ordeal and less stressful, because it's a real pain when your horse won't stand still to mount. It really is. So we worked on it a bit when I was filming for the course, because it was handy to sort of have a bit of a challenge, because I imagine some people who watch the course will have that problem as well. So we got to a good place with it on Monday, and then today I've kind of done his second session on it. So he'll need a few sessions before he's sort of solid with it, because he's, you know, he may have had a mounting issue since the day he was started. I don't know that far back, but he's certainly had it for the last couple of years, so you know, it's not going to be solved completely in one session. So we had a second session today, and as you saw, he did really well. So Puzzle is still in season, so I don't know how she's going to be. She's in a funny old mood at the moment. I think she's annoyed because it's been so hot and there's not enough grass to eat. It's all brown and horrible. So I think she's in a bit of a strop really at the moment, but we'll see. I'll try and play with her tomorrow and then ride her on Friday if I can. Oh, I don't know if I'll have time on Friday. Oh, I'm going to discuss this with you in my horsemanship highlights for this vlog. I don't know when I'll get that filmed. This week's just crazy, but last week was crazy. Next week's going to be crazy. Yeah, so I'm going to be discussing with you in horsemanship highlights about time management, because I'm really bad at it at the moment. I've always been fairly good, like I've always been quite good at scheduling and keeping my diary in order and all that sort of thing, but this year I've been awful, and I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's just because, I don't know, I just have more to do maybe. I don't know, but I really need to get it in order. I have too many horses to play with, and no, I don't have too many horses to play with. You can never have too many. But at the moment I just don't have time. Ginger's not great at the moment. I don't know, I'm going to get him a tonic for his feed, I think, to sort of give his immune system a bit of a boost, because he's just not fighting things off at the moment. He's struggling. Like, his glands are all up at the moment. He's got a grass gland up under his chin, which I thought was his tooth because it was all swollen, but the vet says it's not his tooth, it's a grass gland. He's has some symptoms of being on the edge of laminitis, but not others. I've been bringing him in off the grass through the day, which has helped, but then I don't know what's happened to his hock. I think he's been kicked, which I'd be really surprised about, because Apollo and him get on so well, but maybe they were just playing. But I think he's been kicked on his hock, so that's like the size of a watermelon. He's sound, but it's just not going down. So he's on anti-inflammatories now for that, but obviously he needs to keep moving for that, so now he's back out. So now I'm hoping that we don't cause more problems with the grass, but then there really is, I mean, look at this field, it's just brown. So how there can be any goodness in that, I really don't know. I just don't know, and he's very lethargic. He just doesn't really have the energy for anything, but it's cooled down again. It did get really hot again after I vlogged last week. It went back up to 32. And he kind of struggles in the heat a little bit, so it's cooled right down again now. I think it's going to be cooler for about a week, so I'm hoping that will help. Because obviously when it's hot, swellings don't tend to come down as easily anyway, so we'll see what happens. guys, so I finally got to play with all 3 horses today, which was so nice, really lovely to do. Puzzle has been played with for the first time in like 2 weeks. So it was really nice just to do something with her. Sorry I didn't film that. It's really windy, and if I put my tripod up, I know it would just fall over because it's not the strongest tripod in the entire world, and the wind does tend to just blow it over, so I didn't do that. But yeah, so today's Saturday, I've been at work all day and then came down to play with ponies. Say I wanted to film more but didn't get to, but anyway, that's kind of the end of this week's vlog. I'm going to do horsemanship highlights for you, which I'm going to actually talk about now. So, see you in a minute. So this week I want to talk to you about time management, and it's something that I've always been quite good at, something that I'm quite strict on with myself, just to make sure that I have time to do everything that I want to do in a day, everything I need to do in a day. But this year it's kind of gone out of the window, and especially this summer, like, it's just not happened. And I've kind of been thinking about it a lot, like trying to think of why, and really I've just come up with a list of excuses, like the weather, or it's you know, I'm busy, or I've got other things on my mind, or whatever. And actually they're all just excuses. Like, this is what I want my life to be like. I want my life to be busy, so yeah, I've kind of got to deal with it. And so the time management thing for me at the moment is really to make sure that I schedule in time for all 3 horses, but also for doing my work at home, because what I've always done is had like Mondays at home. Monday is I call it my admin day. So that's where I do everything I need to do for the week on the computer. I schedule all my social media posts, I advertise, I do all that kind of stuff. I write, I read, I do everything on a Monday, so that then the rest of the week I'm free just to play with horses. But that again has kind of gone out the window, where I've just kind of been doing a little bit on a Monday and then going out and doing lessons or horses, and then done a little bit on Tuesday, a little bit on Wednesday, and I'm just not like getting my teeth into anything. I'm just doing little bits here and there, and I kind of feel like I'm slacking a little bit on things because I'm just not like having that specific designated time to really get everything done. But then the other thing is also making sure I have time for all 3 horses, and it's been a while since I've had 3 horses in my life to work with, like, for myself. And I think the thing is, Ginger especially is like, because he's my horse, because he's the only horse I actually own, he kind of gets pushed to the bottom of the pile, which I really hate. I really hate that. But if any of you work with horses, you'll know what I mean by that, because you get paid. You know, your work is all the other horses. So your own horse does just get kind of knocked to the side. And it's a little bit of a different situation with Apollo and Puzzle, because they're here on the yard. It gets me down because, you know, Ginger is the horse, you know, he's my horse, he's the horse that I chose, that I wanted to work with all the time. And I think also it's easy to do less with Ginger because he can't be ridden, because physically he's limited on certain things, but actually he can do so much on the ground, and we do so much on the ground, so there's no reason to not work with him all the time. If anything, he needs it more than the others because his little brain gets very silly. So I took him for a walk this evening, which was really nice. It was the first time he's been out in quite a while, and he was full of himself. He was absolutely full of it, which was nice because he was enjoying it. But he just gets a little bit tricky if he's not sort of doing things regularly. But then he's had injuries and various issues over the last couple of weeks, so that couldn't really be helped. He is fine now, by the way. His swelling in his hock has gone down, so we're quite happy with him at the moment to sort of start doing things again. Puzzle also, I think it's quite important for her to be consistent. It's been interesting actually having a couple of weeks where I've barely done anything with her, because today when I played with her, I've really seen a difference. She's remembered everything, but she's very reactive. So she'd like, if I asked her to back up, she'd like run backwards at 100 mile an hour. So it's like she remembers that when I do this it means back up, but she's kind of panicking about it. And that's just her, you know, she lacks self-confidence. I've talked about that before, so it's really important with her to have consistency, I think. And then Apollo, absolutely, for very different reasons to Puzzle, but for very similar reasons to Ginger. He has so much going on in his brain. He's so clever, so intelligent, so he needs that consistency. And actually, he's the horse I've been consistent with over the last couple of weeks because of filming the course and things, so I've had to be consistent with him. And I've just kind of continued that, and I've played with him every day this week except for yesterday, so that's pretty good going, and that's what I need to get back to you with the other two. So how am I going to do it? So it's Saturday today, you'll see this probably Sunday, so next week, starting Monday, I'm cracking it, and I'm going to, so Sunday night, tomorrow night, or tonight if you're watching this, I'm going to make a list, I'm going to sort my diary out, and I'm going to crack this week ahead, and I'm going to make sure that I schedule in time for all three of these horses. So Monday's still going to be my admin day, and I probably will play with one horse on Monday, but that's fine. And then the rest of the week, every single horse is going to come out every day for at least 5 days. So I'm quite happy for them to have 2 days off. I think that's fair enough to them. But yeah, I'm going to schedule that time in. It helps because the weather's a bit cooler, so I don't have to try and get everything done before 8 o'clock in the morning. But even if it gets hot again and that's what I have to do, then that's what I'm going to do, because I hate it when I'm not consistent with the horses, and I hate it when I get to the end of the week and I think, oh my gosh, I haven't achieved anything with my horses this week, like it's just not happened. And I think if I actually have it written down in front of me, which is what I used to do, I used to have my like to-do list for each day. And I bought a specific planner. I bought this thing called the Ultimate Diary Planner, which gives you like to-do lists from one day to the next. It's the most fantastic planner diary if you ever need one, like especially if you're a business person. Like it's so good. I really recommend it. I'll link that below because I think you can pre-order your 2019 one now. But I even bought one of those and I used it for I think I used it up until about April, and then I've just not touched it. Which is just stupid because it helps so much. When I have things written down in front of me, I can see it in front of me, I know what I'm supposed to be doing from one day to the next, from 1 hour to the next. I'm so much more motivated and so much more committed to it. Yes, so I'm going to do that. So that's my plan. And I'm also going to be using something called the 5-second rule. And I don't know if you've ever heard of it before, but it is a very powerful tool. And again, I used to use this all the time, and then for whatever reason I just stopped. And I think you easily, once you start getting into bad habits, you easily like continue down that negative spiral of a path. And that's definitely what I've done. So I think it's important to kind of recognise that, and then you can move on from it. But the 5-second rule is basically where you think of something that you need to do. So let's, for example, say getting out of bed in the morning, which is something I struggle with, I'm sure many of you do as well, and it's so easy to keep hitting snooze, and everyone says just get up, but it's not that simple. But the 5-second rule is the most powerful mind tool I've ever found, I think, because it is so simple, so easy, but so effective. It works so well, and I think that is because it's so simple. So basically, if you want to get up, your alarm goes off, and what you do is you count down from 5, and on 1 you get up regardless. You don't think about it, you don't consider anything, you just, as soon as you get to number 1, you get up, or you do the thing. You don't have to think about it, you don't have to want to do it, you just do it. So that's what I'm going to start using again, because that was really useful for me, especially in the winter when I didn't want to get up. So I'm going to get back onto that with basically everything in my life again, because I just feel like I've been on a little bit of a negative spiral these last couple of months, and I need to get it now, because I need to have the motivation in the winter when it's really difficult. So if I don't have it now in the summer, then I'm going to struggle in the winter. So I need to get it back now, I need to get it sorted. So yes, that is my plan. I would love to know if any of you would like to join me on this little motivation overhaul that I'm doing. And it can be anything in your life, it doesn't have to be horses. I think a lot of people, especially like my students, they don't struggle with motivation with their horses because that's their recreation, that's their fun. And it is for me, but because it's my job as well, it is very easy to become not recreation anymore. It's easy to become like a bit of a chore, like, oh, I need to go and work with the horses. And I love it once I'm out there and I'm doing it, I absolutely love it. But sometimes when that's all I've done all day, actually coming out and doing my own is kind of in my head a difficult thing. So with you it might not be horses, but even if it's something else, even if it's getting up in the morning, you know, let me know if you want to join this little journey with me and try the 5-second rule. Love to hear how you get on with that, if you have as much success as I do. And yeah, so next week's vlog should hopefully be very upbeat and positive and full of all kinds of horse play and fun. So I will see you then. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to give me a big thumbs up on my video. If you're watching on YouTube, subscribe. If you're watching on Facebook, please share it with all your friends, and I will see you next week. Bye.